Hello students, welcome back to Dr. Noor Firdaus Jahan channel where you are exploring the world of business management with Dr. Noor. So hope you are enjoying and learning from all my videos and you have gone through most of the videos. If you have not done it, please go through all the videos. Some 32 videos on the subject principles of management is being uploaded, which is going to help you not only in your studies but also helps you to lead your life in a more systematic way. Correct? And almost all the chapters of principles of management, there are videos. Please go through it. And as you know, in the last video we discussed about leadership and like what is leadership, what is the difference between leadership and manager, and what is the role of leader in organization. So those topics we discussed in the last class. Then we also discussed about the various styles of a leader, right? You have a bureaucratic style, participative style and free range style. So that we discussed in my previous video. Please go through previous video for that. Today we are here to discuss about the theories of leadership. Many people have done lot of research on leadership and they have told leaders are this, leaders are this, leaders are not this. They have given different perspective of leader. So that is what I am teaching you now. That is what is called as the theories of leadership, right? So before we start with that, let me request you to subscribe to my channel. Most of you are watching my videos. I am very happy about it, but you have not subscribed yet. So if you don't subscribe, then how will correct my it is very difficult to sustain my channel. So that is why please subscribe to my channel, share my videos and like my videos, correct? And anything you want to discuss with me, please don't forget to write it in the comment, correct, comment box. And every day I'm uploading one video. So to get to know that, press the bell button, correct, on your screen. Then you will get the notification about my videos I have uploaded. That will facilitate you to view my videos. With that request, let me start with today's class, theories of leadership. Yes. Theories of leadership can be broadly classified in four categories. There are four theories of leadership we have, students. The first one is trait theory. Second one is behavioral theory. Third one is contingency theory. Fourth one is situational theory. There are four theories of leadership which I have to teach you now. That means there are four perspectives from which people have defined leader. Who's a leader? What makes a leader? So this is being defined by four different schools of thought. So first let me start with trait theory. Correct, one by one I'll be teaching you. Maybe in next 2-3 videos I'll be covering all these theories. So please watch continuously my videos. Today I'm starting with trait theory. As the name says, trait is nothing but the attribute of a person. Correct, the feature of a person. Correct, what kind of man you are. And the theory believes that leaders are born. Leaders cannot be made. Leaders are born. And leaders cannot be made. That is why the leaders are born with some attributes, with some trait which cannot be learned. That is what is a trait theory. So the first theory, trait theory. So the trait approach arose from the great man theory. This have come into existence from the one more theory which is called as great man theory. Great man. This theory says that they identifying the key characteristics of successful leader. The great man have given the key characteristics of successful leader, and he says that it was believed that through this theory critical leadership trait could be isolated and that people with such trait could then be recruited, selected and installed into leadership positions. The theory was common in the military and is still used as a set of criteria to select the candidate for commission. So please understand, students. Now briefly I'll tell you what it is. Trait theory of leadership believes that leaders are born. There are some qualities which are inhibited in leaders right from the birth that makes them successful leader. That is why don't spend time on creating leaders. Leaders cannot be created. Leaders are born. Then how the company should get leaders? They said very clearly that look for this trait in the people. If the people have this trait, then think that they are born to lead, you recruit them. If they don't have these features, then don't recruit them. Very simple theory. We say that leaders cannot be created, leaders are born. You identify where they are and you select them. Correct? And you put them in leadership positions. The theory was common in military and is still used as set of criteria to select candidates for commissions, various government jobs. Correct? They prefer this kind of theory. So, trait theory of leadership says there are 6 traits which differentiate a successful leader with a non-successful leader. And these 6 traits cannot be learned. All this they get it through their virtue of birth. From their birth, they are blessed with these traits. If these traits you see in them, then they think they are going to be successful leader and you recruit them immediately. The 6 traits given by them were, the first one, ambition and energy. Leaders are born with ambition. Leaders are born with ambition. Like they give an example of Alexander, who bought with an ambition to conquer the world. He wanted to conquer the whole world, and such early age he is able to do that, right? Most of it he is able to conquer. So that was the ambition, and he had energy. So if I'm correct, if Alexander did that, why not others? We talk only about Alexander, we don't talk about others, because the person like Alexander cannot be created. He was born with that ambition and energy. So that is what this theory says. If you see that ambition in a person, if you see that energy in a person, then think they are the leader and you appoint them. That's what this theory is. And the second the point given by him is honesty and integrity. He says that leaders are always honest. They don't do any cunning activity. They don't believe in deceiving people or telling wrong things to the people. They keep themselves away from all this. They're born with honesty and integrity. So people who are honest, people who are having integrity, take them for leadership positions because those skills they have within them, those traits they have within them. Then, very important is intelligence. Intelligence is very important to become a leader. And the intelligence level of the children cannot be created. Though you can boost up, but some are born intelligent. Trait theory believes that people who are having very good intellectual ability, you take them for leadership position. Then the fourth one is desire to lead. Very, very important. The trait theory believes that they have desire to lead. Wherever they are in a group, you can identify them. They take initiative and they have desire to lead, which is a birth, which they get it by virtue of their birth, cannot be created. So desire to lead. Then they have lot of self-confidence. They believe in themselves. They know they are the best. No one can beat them. No one can compete with them. They are best. They are different. They are unique. That self-confidence they have. So select the people, those who are self-confident, they can become better leader according to the trait theory. Then job relevant knowledge. Knowledge is very, very important, correct? This is something, check this knowledge, whether a person whom you are taking as a leader, whether he have a basic knowledge about the job. If he have, then definitely he can lead the team. So you can see that these are the traits, correct? The trait theory of leadership believes that these are the 6 attributes the people are born with, 6 traits the people are born with. The great man theory, it is based on the great man theory, which believes that leaders are born, cannot be created. So such were the people who born with these abilities. Abilities are referred as trait in this theory. If answer is yes, they have all these things, then recruit them in leadership positions. That is what is a very traditional theory, the trait theory. Lot of criticism on this theory because people believe that no, leaders are not born, leaders can be created. We have seen so many leaders, the normal people becoming the best leaders, correct? So they are not born, they got it because of their experience and their learning in their life. So it is being criticized on that ground. But some people believe that no, some people are born with this skill. They are born in the world to lead only. So they are different. Identify them and take them as leader. So there is an appreciation as well as there is a criticism on this theory. Both are well accepted by the world. So let us see the advantages of trait theory. So the trait theory advantages is it is naturally pleasing theory. So very simple and pleasing theory, and it's a natural phenomena. Some people are born with more self-confidence, some people are born with honesty and integrity, some people are born with this attributes. Very simple phenomena. That's an advantage. Then itself is a yardstick. So it gives you a parameter or yardstick against which you can select the people and say they are going to be the successful one. So when I am conducting a selection process, I am searching for the best leader for my organization. I can keep these 6 attributes and measure each individual on this attribute. If they have this attribute, I will tick. If they don't have this attribute, I will cross. And ultimately, I will select the best leader for my organization. That's the beauty of this theory. It helps you to develop a yardstick to select the best leader for your organization. Then it gives a detailed knowledge and understanding of the leader element in leadership process. It tells us very clearly what are the knowledge or understanding of leader element, what makes a successful leader, correct element in the leadership process. It helps us to understand that. So that is the beauty of this theory, and these are the advantages of this theory. Coming to the drawbacks of this theory, I told you people don't like this theory. It is being criticized on various grounds, saying that no, leaders can be created. If leaders cannot be created, then why all this? So many leadership schools have been opened. It is not like that. It can be created. They say that because of the limitations of this theory, there is bound to be some subjective judgment in determining who is regarded as a good or successful leader. So the theory believes in subjective. I've shown you the 6 traits of a successful leader. If you see clearly, almost all 6 traits are subjective in nature. All those things has to be judged subjectively. There is no quantity parameters for that, or there is no objectivity in it to measure. So lot of subjectivity. So when I am judging it, I have to judge my own. So whom I say is intelligent, my colleague may say no, he is not intelligent, because it is subjective, and each one of us varies in our thought process. So some quantitative parameters are there, it will be more relevant compared to qualitative parameters. Quantitative parameter, your personal bias and subjectivity can be reduced. So that is what you have under trait theory drawback or limitations of trait theory. There is also a disagreement over which the traits are the most important for an effective leader. So I told you, some people believe it is important, some people believe no, it is not important. See, expertise in job, by the time he perform more, he will become expertise. So then it is not a birth attribute. So how can I measure that? Confidence, he keeps on doing the job, then he get confidence. So how can I say it is birth attribute? So like that, people have disagreement on this trait. So not universally accepted one. So that is what you have under limitations of trait theory. So that's what we have under trait theory, where we have discussed about advantages and disadvantages of trait theory. So that's all today, students. We have done with trait theory. So the next theory, that is behavioral theory, I'll be discussing it in my next session. So till then, please keep watching all my videos, keep sharing my videos, and subscribe to my channel. So see you in the next session. Take care.